All right, it's the rundown. It is Thursday. It's brought to you by SeatGeek. It is July 20th. It is brought to you by SeatGeek. $10 off, first ticket order, boom, instant. No more sending PayPal checks, no more any of that stuff. You buy your tickets, $10 off. SeatGeek, they rank all the tickets. So going to a baseball game, going to a summer league basketball game, going to a concert, doing anything, use SeatGeek. I have it on my app. That's how I buy all my tickets. Huge friends of the program. $10 off your first ticket order. Download the app, SeatGeek. Okay.
Is there anything sadder than not knowing that Jersey Day was canceled?
The rest in peace.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Last hurrah.
That's okay. That's fair.
I felt bad for the last day, so.
Who is
There
that?
you go.
It's when
Ricky Williams?
WrestleMania was in Miami. It's a Vince McMahon. They gave it to him.
So what's the back?
It says McMahon.
Okay, that's fair. That you could wear that every day.
Yeah, that's
you gotta.
fair.
You should actually be wearing that reverse,
So it's,
so that
So it
everyone's
shows
like,
McMahon,
okay,
yeah.
now we get it.
it was a WrestleMania 28.
Yeah, they gave it to him.
Yeah, you gotta turn that around.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
legit.
I'll flip it right
Yeah,
now.
flip it around and everyone will be like, that's an awesome jersey. But yeah, the guy.
Dolphins are a good. That's a good jersey in
No,
general. You don't
candy
like the
ass.
Dolphins?
We've had this discussion. You can't win a Super Bowl with a candy ass
No.
jersey.
No.
Oregon will never win it. Dave, you and I have this. We bet on teams
No,
based on their
I'm
jerseys.
not shaking my head that I disagree with you. I'm saying fashion-wise.
Yes.
That's
But
all I'm saying.
Team-wise,
Oh,
in
yeah.
terms of winning.
Yeah. The
Candy.
teal.
There we
Although they
go.
did win a Super Bowl with that, but
Yeah. But that was before
Semantics.
before jerseys became the
a thing.
whole fucking.
So OJ is the big news. He's on parole. Also, I guess a little fly in the ointment, so to speak, is he got caught masturbating in prison to a female guard. That's a frowned upon. Masturbating, I guess, is illegal in all federal prisons.
What else are you gonna do?
Seems like a tough thing to enforce. It's like
Very.
throw a guy a bone.
I feel like that also promotes like rape culture.
Yeah, if you can't relieve yourself.
Right.
You
But
just fuck other dudes.
you'd also come yourself so fast, it's like you probably wouldn't even get penetration.
Probably
at that
get wet
point.
dreams. If you
Yeah,
can't.
right.
That's actually not bad.
Bobby Fox style. So I'm not sure if that's going to complicate it.
Forgot that we made
Yeah.
Bobby Fox come in his sleep.
That
Yeah,
seems
no.
like so long ago from where he is now. Like
That's
intimidating
also
everybody in
just
the
like
office.
Barstool, like the speed at what Barstool goes, like that does feel like 6 years
We
ago.
have, like, I
Bobby
That
remember-
like hardened Bobby
coming
Fox.
in his sleep.
Tell us the come challenge.
It's over. The streak is over. Wet Dream City. Just woke up.
See, we are. We can do it. There it is.
Yeah,
0
there it is.
days.
Wet Dream City, the capital of Wet Dream
I heard it was a
City
lot of
is-
wet dream.
There's a lot of wet
a-
dream.
it was
a big
a
wet
big
dream.
wet
Keep
dream.
I remember the sales staff. We had a big party, and we had like people, big deals. We were trying to impress, like, hey, join with Barstool. And we had the count. Robbie Fox has not come himself for like 17 days. on the
Days
big
since
screen.
Robbie Fox
And
has come.
that's how much we have them though, sort of like pussy whipped down. They're like, gee, you think we can take that off the big screen?
It's not
like,
coming
you mean
off.
the cum graphic?
He really earned his stripes. I mean, that's
It's
old school.
Bob Fox will go to the end of the earth. I'm
Yeah.
Bob Fox. You basically take one for the team and cum yourself in your sleep to prove a scientific fact that we don't even know exists. Good for him.
Bob
You're
Fox
in.
also has the youthful,
Oh yeah.
the block. You need that. He's a go-getter. He's
Yeah.
got it in him.
So the OJ thing, I gotta be honest, this is, I guess, a huge story. It's not, I don't know why people are, he was already free, wasn't he?
What do you mean?
Like he was out in the street and then he like stole the thing and went back to jail, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
so,
Yeah, he fucked up.
yeah, he got off and then he went back. So who cares if he's back out? Who cares about this?
Well, I mean, it's OJ, and everybody's like, well, we care a little bit because there's a chance he might go out and brutally murder people. Like that's
OJ's
bad.
done brutally murdering
Well,
people. He's like 70.
That seems.
I
He
think
may
the
murder,
thought
not
process,
brutally.
I think the thought process was like kind of a karma situation where he obviously got off on the murders, but he ended up being in jail where he should be
for
for
stealing
something
his
else.
own
Heisman back.
Yeah,
memorabilia.
with like at gunpoint.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of Trump in him in that like when he was up there at that today, he's just kind of talking and spewing bullshit. Everybody's laughing,
was
dying,
making them
soaking
laugh.
up. He actually said at one point, like, I've never been accused of attacking anybody with a weapon.
You know, I never have in my life. I've never been accused of it in my life. Nobody's ever accused me of pulling any weapon on them.
Like, what? He's like the most accused guy of attacking somebody, two people with a weapon of all time. He's making people laugh. If they go based solely off of this little deal and not based off of like the fact that he murdered two people, he's out for sure. He was cracking everybody up. He's
But
bringing
he
in his
probably
sister.
should be out for this. It is karma.
Definitely should be out for it. But he's like,
The other story is, did you see the parole, like the 4 people? one of the guys just had like a Kansas City Chiefs tie, OJ probably was like, "Oh, I'm good." Like
Yeah.
this NFL, like
An NFL guy.
you know you're gonna be on TV, and you're like, "I'm going with my best tie." It's a Kansas City Chiefs tie. It's a Rob Ford move. Rest in
Yeah,
peace.
big Rob Ford. So that's in the news. That decision's not out. When did that come out? Today, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then I think he'd be out in like October.
And then he would be in like a halfway house or something for a long
Interesting.
time.
I'm sure my dad's following that. My dad loves the OJ, the theater of the OJ case.
I could see that.
Moving to Florida, a guy was mad at an AT&T truck parked in front of his house, so he took out his gun and just shot it up. Shot the tires out, shot everything about it. You can't do it. We live in a society that stands about it. If you actually haven't been there, where like construction workers or somebody have parked in front of your house and wanted to do this, then you don't know. I mean, I've ranted and raved. I don't know how to get around like construction early in the morning. That will send me over the moon when they start like at 8 a.m.
Yeah, incredibly methodical taking out of the tires by this guy.
Yeah.
He just, Chucky in Child's Play, where like he's never chasing everybody. He's always just really slowly walking, and he catches up to him. That was this guy. He was like very slowly, just walked around, shot a tire, walked around, shot a tire. Took him 10 minutes to walk to the next truck, shot the tires, walked. He's like, all right, that's it, we're good.
I have a take, but I think you just found something on Riggs you don't agree with.
You
I
saw,
saw
it in
your
my
eyes.
I was actually going to save it till this one was done. I don't know if you're keeping the watch. You're extremely low today.
What do you
Like he's super reclined.
Oh yeah, you're way back.
Like
Well, yesterday I felt like
you're
I was
almost at like a 90
I
degree.
felt like yesterday I was like this.
Yeah,
trying to,
you
like,
were almost like
hang
dead
out with you
flat
guys?
on a
2
bed.
days in a row, you're really getting yourself comfortable.
So
Yeah,
I'm
it's like
trying
I was
to-
looking. It's like right, and then I look. I mean, you look like this.
Yeah.
You were just way down. Like we probably have your chin like that we're looking at.
I felt like too in the right in the mix yesterday. I kind of want to like relax.
Yeah,
a
you were
little bit.
way low.
I
This is
wish we
better.
had. I wish we had a camera of my eyeballs watching Dave just look you up and down.
Were you like trying to
This
figure out what's
motherfucker.
wrong? Like,
No,
what
I
is-
knew. I was looking like at your chair versus Dan's. Like it wasn't even close. It's like you were fully like.
I'm comfortable today. This one's comfortable.
I mean, it's too low for if this was like network TV, then you can't be that low. I mean, right? Like
sleeping.
we're seeing your feet basically.
Is this better?
Yeah, a little bit. Anyways,
Either way, the guy filming, dude, get away! He's got a gun. I don't understand how close. Like he was very casual.
Very.
For a man who has a revolver, loaded revolver, who's shooting it, and pissed off at him, to be that close.
that's the type of that's a Florida thing.
He
where
probably
it's-
has his own
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah, or it's just like I
Yeah.
see this shit every day.
Right,
Like that.
true,
that
true.
wasn't. It happens somewhere else. Like oh, look at this guy.
Alligators and
Yeah.
guys
Yeah,
shooting
right.
tires.
Yeah.
You're in the Northeast. You're like running into your house.
And I was gonna say, maybe he was so calm he knew he wouldn't get shot. But a Florida guy would be the one who just like, oh hey, boom, and just keep walking like slowly.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
waiting
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. This dude, Jake Paul, he's a Vine star, big star. I've actually seen shit he's done before, and that means you're really big if I'm aware of you as a Vine star. So he has publicized where he lives in California. He has everyone, young girls, all his fans, and he's basically made it a living hell for his neighbors. He was on the news.
Tonight, residents in a West Hollywood neighborhood are angry. They say they've had enough of the chaos created by a social media star known for his crazy antics.
I like mixed emotions. I was watching, like, this kid's kind of cool, and like, he sent it once. He did send it. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
He said he's still gonna send it.
yeah, he's still gonna send it.
Neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
He's still gonna send it. A girl's like, what do you like about him? He's like, he's just savage. I'm like, oh, that's like a great thing to have said. Like, what do you like about this guy? He's just fucking savage.
He's funny. Savage.
Savage?
Yeah.
They did a what are those? Like the
They also
reporter.
did the transcript. I was reading the transcript, and he said his piece, and then he goes dab. He said
Yeah, he
dab,
dabbed.
and then he dabbed, and then it's like parentheses. Then Jake Paul dabbed.
Yeah, so it's up torn. He's a real asshole, but the guy's like, he managed in that interview to like whip in like 20 primetime cliches. I may like him. I don't know.
He's one of those guys that on paper you think you should fucking hate him, but then you look at the video and you're like, all right, like I can't.
He's so hateable that he's almost likable.
Yeah.
Right.
Like someone who's live getting interviewed in something serious like that and does like dab.
He's got like
Dab.
Shkreli in him.
Yeah,
He's
he
like, I
does.
hate this guy, but
Yeah.
damn, he's really pissing some people off. I can't get into it because I'm long time stance that I'm petrified of California teenagers. Those guys, like that group,
Yeah, that's a
scared
tough.
the fuck
that,
out of me.
You know what
like
they are.
just, I'd walk up to them and they just like, I'd be getting a swirly instantly.
You know what they are? They're like the Van Buren boys in
Yes.
Seinfeld.
Yes. It's like they're not actually gonna hurt you, but they will just come up and be like, "What are those?" And look at you narc. And I'll just be like, "I'm sorry."
Is that the same like Damn Daniel crew?
I mean,
like
it's all
California
the
teens?
same. They're all just cooler than everyone.
yeah.
They have sex when they're like 12.
Yeah,
They're surfing
that whole like celebration on the what are those? Like it was
right.
and then they danced off into the sunset.
And the guy.
I have one question for you. Yeah. What are those?
Those shoes were kind of normal.
Yeah, he's just like he got one of those.
Right,
buried them.
but it was like, all right, there's nothing really wrong with my shoes, but maybe there is.
Right.
That's what they do. They fucking start making you
And that
question everything.
celebration, it was just it's a tough crew to run into the Jake Paul crew.
Sucks if you have like a $5 million house next to
You know that I thought that as I was watching it, and I'm like, I kind of like this. I hate this guy. At the same time, he has to be killed.
Yeah.
Like you have to murder him because he's showing you no respect.
Right.
He's ruined your entire life,
Right.
and he's ruined it. Like
Right.
he's doing fires things, tells people where they live, blocks it off. That's somebody. Kevin's having all his neighbor thing. Like if you're a mild-mannered person who lives there, maybe high, but you're within your rights. At least if there's the Wild Wild West and you murdered him, everybody, yeah, that guy, you had to take him out.
This is the plot to that movie. Remember we did that promotion for that movie? I played beer pong with McLovin.
Yeah.
Like this is the plot to
We
that
didn't
movie.
want you to call him McLovin.
Yeah, that's right. He gets very upset about that. I remember his publicist was like, all right, so the guys are ready to go, but one thing, you can't call him McLovin. And then it's one of those stupid publicist things because I called him McLovin like 2 seconds in. And he was just
Everybody
like,
calls him
Yeah,
McLovin.
and he's like, oh, what's up?
He's someone who would kill himself if he's like
Right.
really that bothered by being
Right.
called McLovin.
Right.
Last one, no, two more. We got a UFC guy. So his girlfriend wrote him a letter apologizing for a breakup. He critiqued it, like red marker, like letter grade, said nonsensical, all this stuff, and gave her like an F, and posted the marked up letter. Now, the girl went to a different school. UCF suspended him for cyberbullying.
Brutal. I mean, for the move by the guy is fine. It's funny. I feel like there's got to be, wasn't this like several months ago, at least? I feel like I saw this letter pop up a long time ago. There's got to be a cap on when you can do anything. Like, once that guy does that, if you don't pull a move in like a week or two, it's over. We're on to something else.
So you agree with cyberbullying?
No, I don't think it's cyberbullying, but I think if you're going to do something, it's got to be quick. You can't pull it up like several months later.
It's just too much for, like, cyberbullying to me is making someone like kill themselves or like, you know, like revenge porn, that kind of shit. Like really fucked up shit.
She reported him, the girl.
Seemed kind of harmless. Did she? The question is, did he tag her, or was her name was all over the letter, like when he first did it?
But if you send something to somebody,
yeah, but I mean, really, all you can do to solve this whole problem is just don't put her name in it and just be like, look at this funny letter I got from my girlfriend.
I mean, the fact we're even there is kind of sad. It's like if you write a letter and she's clearly in the wrong and you annotate it and say nonsensical, like fuck you, that's fair game. Like once you send something, it's like what we have at the bottom of our website, which probably holds no water. Once you send it to us, we own it.
Yes.
So if you send it to us, I can do whatever the fuck I want with it.
Wasn't that like the DMs with Jack, the Bruins announcer? Where he like DM'd you a bunch of stuff and you published them and you're like, well, I mean, once you fucking send something to me.
Ooh, I'm not a fan of that. I think DMs are private.
Well, then like where do you draw, like,
I guess
is a
it depends
handwritten
on
letter
where the
private?
conversation goes. but-
Unsolicited DMs?
Okay, yes. Unsolicited, like out of nowhere, he just
Yeah.
DM'd you. All right,
Yeah.
that's different. But
Yeah,
if
and he had,
you're
like, a
having
problem with, like,
conversation
all
with
your Hitler
someone,
stuff.
Yeah.
You're having a conversation with someone and you're engaging with someone on DMs and then they just are like, boom, we're putting it out there. That's kind of fun.
No, it was unsolicited. The Jack Edwards was like unsolicited. He didn't like a reference I made, and he just
It was like the Hitler
right.
stuff.
He was like lecturing me on
That's
stuff.
right. That's right.
Last one, a fight right here in New York City, not surprising. That's like New York City, Florida, New York City, Florida. Machete versus Garage Can. Interesting fight on a lot of different levels. The main one being it looked like the guy who was running away could have just locked his car door.
Every time. It's like, lock your door.
Yeah.
Lock your door.
And he like kept coming back for more, and he like couldn't decide what he wanted to do. It was weird. It's almost like two like 4-year-olds having a pillow fight, except they're using a machete and a fucking trash can.
Yeah, what were they throwing at each other?
They kept throwing like random bottles and shit at each other. It was weird. It was like two idiots that had no idea how to fight except with deadly weapons. And it was like, what was
I
that?
don't know, a
just
trash can we're putting in the deadly weapon category?
Okay, well, a machete is like, it's like
I
we're
feel
on
like
the
that's
death
not-
level.
yeah.
Machete?
kind of hard to like. You have to get like pretty close to someone to start killing them with a machete.
I would say machete's up there with some of the maybe logs some of the most deaths in the history of the world.
I don't know. I mean, you got to really know how to use a machete to kill someone.
Actually, though, honestly, I feel like the only time you hear machete now is like a terrorist sometimes will run around. But what are you talking about? Who's gotten machete to death?
I mean, back before there were guns and all that, machete was one of the big go-to weapons.
Yeah, I guess.
Which was responsible for millions and millions of deaths. So, I mean, I think the argument that, like, oh, it's not a deadly weapon is
Like
very
a
wrong.
sword? Are you saying a sword?
Well, a machete is a version of a sword.
Okay, so you're saying, all right, that's a clarification. So you're saying a sword is a machete?
See, I would be a lot more scared of a sword than a machete. I feel like machetes aren't.
I think a
sharp.
machete's easier to wield than a
No,
sword.
they're like
Sword's
like
heavy as
cut
fuck.
coconuts off the tree.
Sword, you need to be like a trained knight to be good with that. Machete, any idiot can pick up a
machete. Was as useful as a sword, the machete would be the sword.
Well, I think the problem is
You
that
sharpen it into a sword.
But I think the problem is a sword like dummies a machete, even though machete's a little bit more nimble and you can kind of take people out with it. But if you're like sword v machete, one hit with the sword dummies the machete and then you're weaponless.
No.
You can't.
Who's that baseball player who got in a machete fight? He like tried to light some people on fire. Yeah, Uki Urbina. That's right.
Urbina.
That was the last time we heard about a machete.
He was a Sox closer.
That was the last time we heard about a
Was
machete.
that his kids got kidnapped too, right?
It was like a kidnapping, and he doused someone entirely in gasoline and lit them on fire.
That's the last time machete was in the news.
So machete wasn't even the deadly weapon there.
That's how you know somebody means business.
Right.
But their kids got kidnapped or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the thing with like what country was that?
I think it was Venezuela.
Like everyone was getting kidnapped and
Gotta get
shit.
Because who's the catcher who got kidnapped too? The like Nationals catcher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wilson
Yeah,
Ramos. Thank
Ramos,
you.
yeah.
He got kidnapped. I think like twice.
Yeah.
No, it's not funny, but it's like there's something about like, hey, our starting catcher's kidnapped. I mean,
twice
you left
for the second time.
Yeah. He's
Hey, what did we do last time we got kidnapped? Let's do that again. Wild.
That's it. Anything post?
Yeah. How was Seth Meyers? So I heard you got cut a little short.
No, I didn't. It was. I was the third person on there. Queen Latifah was there. She's a star. It was interesting. I mean, I don't know who. Like, I tried to stay up to watch it, and I had a hard time. Maybe the most amazing fact. I can't believe there's another late night show on after.
Was it like Carson Daly or something?
Like who the hell watches that?
Yeah, that's Insomniacs. What Frankie said the spread was not good.
I guess
'Cause
Roan.
obviously, like that's the first thing I thought of.
I guess
There's gotta
Roan
be a
told
lot.
Frankie we'd have this unbelievable spread. It was an average spread. The craziest thing for it was actually it was the first time like people thought we were stars. We're clearly not, but like we had a car come for us. They dropped us off at front. 2 security guards. Like I think they would expect somebody that paparazzi or fans would be like, oh my God, that clearly not the case. There's like one person who snapped a picture of Frankie, and like Frankie just tipped his cap, and then
Nice Jeter move.
Good, yeah.
yeah,
So classy.
And it's like we wanted to do a promo for a fake pizza review, and we had to walk 25 yards to do it. We're like, we're gonna do it in front of the flags, and they're like, okay, we'll come with you, and they like earpieces stalked us on both sides. We're like, we're just like going right there. So that aspect of it was a little strange. Queen, they're also. The people there were very much used to like real stars again because clearly they're told don't ask for pictures, don't go in the dressing room, and there were a couple stoolies there, and they would say it like they're committing a capital offense. Like, can we get a picture? It's like, oh, fucking yes. You know, when Queen Latifah's door is just shut.
Right.
Like we didn't see the Queen at all. So a little bit different. Yeah.
What's the deal with I like every morning I wake up and there's like 10 tweets of Kevin just roasting you. What's going on? Like the rivalry's back.
How's the
Well,
feud?
KFC 2 is too big of a puss bag to defend himself, so Daddy has been taking up for him. So I send him a tweet to KFC 2 like on TV at 1:30. I was doing radio at 8:30, and he's probably just sleeping, drooling, and pooping, and then the dad gets involved. So he is
gotta
sending.
go fight
I
his
had a
wars
couple
for him.
weird moments. My ankle was sideways like Nate, which
Yeah, you also did.
I did a shimmy.
You were kind of sucking in a little too.
I wasn't as much sucking in. I went out saying to myself, literally mouthing, posture, posture, posture. I did do like an Antoine Walker shimmy for no reason. I had no idea I did. Like I readjusted, just went like that, which I didn't hate in hindsight.
And when you did that, your upper body was so like stirring because you're focusing your posture. Your legs were so neat looking that you looked like a
You are a
like
little
a
bit
puppet
of a.
that you could only control the upper half of, you know, and your legs were like.
Well, you've always
like,
been a
all
little
stern
bit
like
of a
that?
pigeon-toed walker.
Yeah,
Always.
I'm not gonna say anything about you.
But you have been. You.
Yeah.
You got the
I'm-
pigeon-toes.
they didn't like show me the set or anything, so I hadn't seen it. It's a little bit weird, the sitting arrangement. Like it's like he's pointed this way and you're kind of back, like so. Your body's like
right, and you got to kind of look out. But
I didn't even look at the crowd once. Like I didn't even. It was just a little bit odd. Not, I didn't look at the crowd once. There's a pretty big crowd there. It's the normal crowd. So not seeing it. Even they opened the door like that. They're like, "Can you see where Seth's desk is?" I was like, "No, not really." And it's tough. Queen Latifah walked out and is dancing and grooving, and she's the saint dancer, and she's Queen Latifah. Like I can't see like.
Queen.
Right.
The second person was stiff as a board. And that was one of those conversations I'm sure you've been. Someone's like, do you know Barstool? I knew the answer was going to be no. She didn't even know who Tom Brady was. It's like, she's not going to know who I am.
Not her
so
crowd.
that was like a pretty weird
our
conversation
crowd.
in the green room.
Yeah, that's tough.
Last question. Are you a little nervous? Because you're going to play softball, right? Eventually? Are you a little nervous that the team's got some mojo?
12-8 yesterday, I heard.
Yeah. 12-10. We came back. We were down early and came back late. So
Yeah, I mean,
are you a
it
little
is
nervous
setting
that
up.
there's a
I don't
lot
like
of
I know.
cohesion. We also had, this is starting to happen to us when we go and film stuff because we film the whole game. The ump saw the cameras and he was like, this is my show. And he just...
That's like Joe West or something.
Yeah,
That's like real life.
He's like, oh, we're on camera? Like, he was so erratic, making crazy calls. We even think he delayed the game in the last inning because he wanted a little extra time. He like called time because he had dust in his eye, and like the whole game stopped. So it's becoming a problem when we have cameras.
Breaking news: the juice is loose.
Oh,
Whoa!
look at that! He's thanking everyone.
I do vote to grant parole when eligible, and that will conclude this hearing.
Thank you.
Wow,
Conquering hero.
the juice is loose. And did you see this? Apparently, he still gets his pension from the NFL, so he's getting
Never been suspended.
Right, never been suspended. So he gets, I don't know what the amount is, but he gets a lot of money every month.
So he's not out till October though?
I think so.
Out
right?
in October, and then if I read it correctly, he has to spend, I think it's like a year in like a halfway house outside of Chicago.
Well, I thought he obviously requested to go to Florida. That was like his big thing.
I don't want to tell the legal system how to do their job, but that's got to be the most anticlimactic thing of all time. Like you're free and then you just walk right back into jail?
Yeah, for another 4 months.
That's terrible.
That sucks.
If you're free, you should walk right outside.
Yeah.
Like
more
he just
masturbate.
waved goodbye like, yeah, and then just walk right.
Because now is he free after no matter what, or like if he jerks off some more, can he has to stay?
You
in
mean the
prison?
next 4 months?
Yeah,
Gotta
like
clock
is
it
this
off.
still a no
Right.
jerk off?
That's a
Like,
good
or
question.
does he have immunity now where it's like he's just going to be jerking off every night?
No, I bet he's on pins and needles now.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
It's a question that America needs to ask. Can OJ Simpson masturbate in prison for
Because
the next 4 months?
He was close to begin with. He masturbated. So what? I mean, he's
Right.
probably
I guess that's
masturbating.
probably,
Oh,
yeah.
you get it out of the system. You've been holding it in for
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah.
Some tell the Juice has been masturbating pretty frequently.
I think
A
so. I
lot
don't
of
think he has a
masturbating
problem.
from the juice. A lot of masturbating.
Big jerk off guy.
Big jerk off guy. Huge.
Yeah, Juice is loose.
Huge.
Juice is
All right, shout out Juice is loose. It's a rundown for the week.